I'm standing in front of my antique store in Charleston, South Carolina, rereading the email for the fifth time. My hand is shaking. The subject line said, "Gift ideas for our 40th anniversary, 2 hearts." But what's inside feels more like a ransom note than a wish list. The list includes a $17,000 trip to Santorini, a brand new Lexus, and a pair of custom emerald earrings that cost more than most people make in a year. And next to each item, my name in parentheses. They want me to pay for all three. I call my mother thinking there must be some mistake. "Hey, Mom, I just saw the email. Did you mean to send that to me?" "Oh, yes, sweetie," she chirps. "We're so excited. Your father's already picked out the Lexus color, Midnight Sapphire. Isn't that romantic?" I try to laugh, but it catches in my throat. "I thought maybe you wanted me to pick one thing," she scoffs. "Don't be silly, Ivy. You're doing so well. It's not like it'll break your bank account." I hang up without saying goodbye. Let me rewind. My name is Ivy Morgan. I'm 39. I own Low Country Legacy, a successful antique shop I built from the ashes of a brutal divorce. My ex, Caleb, cheated on me with our shop assistant and tried to take the business in the split. I walked away with half and turned it into a goldmine. The shop is my life. I work 12-hour days, hit estate sales across the South, and run an online storefront that's always sold out. I'm proud of what I've built. But apparently that success put a target on my back, specifically from my own family. See, I pay my parents' $3,000 monthly mortgage. My brother Chase, who's 36, can't keep a job longer than a TikTok video, so I cover his $700 truck lease. My sister Leela, 33, lives in Atlanta and claims her marketing job doesn't pay enough for rent. So I send her $2,200 every month. In total, I'm bleeding over $6,000 a month to keep them all afloat. I never complained until now. That gift list, it broke something in me. They're not asking, they're expecting. When I try to reason with them, they say the quiet part out loud. "You owe us," my father says coldly. "We raised you, now it's your turn." I decide right then, they won't get a car, a trip, or jewelry. What they will get is a reality check. Before I continue, tell me, what's the most outrageous thing someone has ever expected from you just because you were doing well? Drop it in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Now back to the story. I cancel the $3,500 deposit I'd put down for their anniversary dinner at Magnolia's, one of Charleston's fanciest restaurants. A 30% fee, worth every penny. Then I log into my bank and do something I should have done years ago. Click Mom and Dad's mortgage payment, canceled. Click Chase's truck lease, gone. Click Leela's rent, not my problem anymore. Then I send a message in our family group chat with screenshots attached. "Since I'm so selfish and greedy, I figured you wouldn't want my money anymore." Silence for 2 minutes. Then it begins. "Leela, you're seriously doing this? On their anniversary month. Chase, you're punishing all of us because Mom asked for a trip. Mom, you ungrateful little girl, we gave you everything. Dad, if you don't fix this, don't bother showing up to the party. You're not welcome." I turn off my phone and sleep better that night than I have in years. By morning, I've got 46 missed calls and more than a dozen voicemails. Chase is panicking because his truck payment is due. Leela says her landlord's threatening eviction. My parents claim they're having medical episodes from stress. I ignore all of it, but that doesn't stop them from showing up. 3 days later, I hear pounding at my front door. I peek through the peephole. All 4 of them, Mom, Dad, Chase, and Leela, are on my porch like a rogue Thanksgiving reunion. "Ivy, open up, we need to talk," my mom screeches. "No, you need to leave," I call through the door. "I can't pay rent," Leela yells. "I'll be homeless." "Then maybe don't live in a $2,000 loft, Leela," Chase jumps in. "I'm losing my truck, I need it for my side hustle." "You mean the side hustle where you flip sneakers online and smoke weed all day?" They all go quiet. I walk upstairs, blast Otis Redding, and let them pound until they give up. They think this is a tantrum. What they don't know is that it's the beginning of something permanent. That weekend, I host an estate sale out in Somerville and make $14,000. Not one member of my family texts to ask how my weekend went, but I see them still posting passive-aggressive quotes on Facebook. Some people forget who raised them. Money changes people. Family means everything. And yet, it didn't mean responsibility, apparently. The night before their anniversary, I check Leela's profile. She's posted photos from a simple celebration at my parents' house. Cheap party balloons, a sheet cake from Piggly Wiggly, a plastic tablecloth. Caption: sometimes, when someone lets you down, you learn how strong your family really is. Broken heart, no handouts, real love. I laugh. Because for the first time in forever, they're figuring out how to live without me. But it's not over yet. 2 months later, I come home from a vendor conference and find my parents' old Buick idling in my driveway. They're both sitting inside, looking grim. My stomach turns. Not this again, I mutter. I get out of my car and walk past them. We need to talk, Dad says, jogging to catch up. We're losing the house, Mom says dramatically. They're foreclosing, Dad adds. I raise an eyebrow. What happened to all the money I gave you over the years? Mom stammers. We had expenses. Yeah, I covered your mortgage for 3 years. That's over $100,000. And you saved none of it. They look at each other but say nothing. You have options, I say. You remember the little lake cottage I bought you in Greenwood? Mom's jaw tightens. We were saving that for retirement. Then sell it. No, she snaps. That's ours. Then enjoy your retirement in it. They leave humiliated. The next week, I hear through my cousin Rory that they're finally putting the lake house on the market. But that's not the twist. Here it comes. Leela gets evicted, but not for missing rent. Turns out she was subletting the apartment and pocketing the money I was sending her. For months, her landlord found out and threw her out. And Chase. That truck repossessed. Because the whole time I was paying for it, he was pretending it was part of a business loan from an investor. To impress women, they didn't just take my money, they played me. But that's okay. Because now it's my turn to play. I wait 2 weeks before making my next move. No more money, no more guilt. But I'm not done, not yet. I hire a forensic accountant, not because I want to sue them, but because I want to know. Every dollar I gave them, every lie they told, every luxury they indulged in while crying poor. Turns out, while I was covering their basic bills, they were living it up. Chase used my truck money to fund VIP club nights in Savannah, bottle service, designer shoes, a new tattoo sleeve. The truck itself, he rarely drove it. He Ubered everywhere. Leela, she didn't just sublet that apartment. She listed it on Airbnb during weekends and moved in with a boyfriend in Alpharetta. She made over $8,000 off my dime. And my parents, they'd been leasing a golf cart community, vacation home for the last year. 3 hours away, paid for in full. It wasn't even the betrayal. It was the audacity. They lied, repeatedly. But worse, they saw my success as a family inheritance, not something I earned. So I do something radical. I send out custom invitations to a family trust reading at my store. I make it sound serious, legal, inheritance adjacent, and of course they all show up. Chase arrives first, wearing borrowed designer sunglasses. Leela strolls in 10 minutes late, acting like she owns the place. My parents enter together, suspicious but hopeful. The store is quiet. I dim the lights, hand them each a black envelope with their names embossed on the front. Inside, a check made out for exactly $0.00, and a note that reads, "This is the total inheritance you're entitled to, considering your actions, manipulations, and utter lack of gratitude. Congratulations." There's silence. Then shouting, "Is this some kind of joke?" Leela hisses. Chase throws his envelope. "You're sick," my father glares. "You wasted our time." "No," I say, standing tall behind the sales counter. "You wasted years of mine." They leave furious. But now, the game shifts. Leela's friends stop supporting her when they find out about the Airbnb scheme. She loses credibility and her job at the marketing firm. Chase's ex-girlfriend leaks texts where he bragged about tricking his rich sister. The fallout? Brutal. He ends up working third shift at a gas station outside Columbia. My parents. They do sell the lake house, but they don't get what they expected. Turns out there's mold damage in the foundation. They net just enough to pay the back mortgage, but not enough to float the lifestyle they'd grown used to. And me. I open a second location for Lowcountry Legacy in downtown Charleston. It's an old Victorian storefront with original crown molding and a history tied to the city's founding. Business triples. And then just when the dust starts to settle, I get a text from Chase. "I know I don't deserve to ask, but are you hiring?" I stare at it for a long time. Then I reply, "Come in Monday, interview." No promises. Because here's the truth, I don't hate my family, but they needed to be broken before they could grow. Sometimes revenge isn't fire and fury. It's silence, distance, and letting the truth do the damage. Monday morning. Chase shows up 15 minutes early. Clean-shaven, wearing khakis. No sunglasses, no ego. I don't say much during the interview. Just let him talk. I know I screwed up, he says. I lied, took advantage, but I'm not that guy anymore. I've been working double shifts at the pump. I'm tired, broke, but I'm working. I hire him on a 90-day probation. Minimum wage. No family perks, just restoration work, cleaning, sanding, polishing furniture. Dirty, honest labor. To my shock, he doesn't complain once. The first week, he shows up early every day, learns fast. Customers start asking for him by name, and I start wondering maybe there's hope. But hope is a dangerous thing, because just as things start to feel right, I get an email. Subject line. Legal notice debt transfer inquiry. I open it. Apparently, my parents, without my consent, had named me as co-signer on a private loan they took out 2 years ago. A loan they'd defaulted on. $42,000. They forged my signature. I stare at the screen for a long time, every muscle in my body locking into place. They knew. They knew I'd stopped paying for them. And instead of downsizing, instead of facing reality, they tried to rope me back in, legally. I forward the email to my lawyer, Janet, who used to be a prosecutor. She calls me within 5 minutes. You want to file charges? Yes, I say, without hesitation. Even if it means prison time. They signed that check the moment they signed my name. She whistles. All right, let's end this. By the end of the week, a fraud investigation is underway. My parents are served papers. And suddenly, every family member who stayed quiet during the anniversary disaster now has something to say. Uncle Roy, you're really going to let your parents get arrested? Over paperwork. Aunt Dee. Ivy, be reasonable. That could ruin them. They already ruined themselves. I don't reply to any of them. Then Chase finds out. I'm working on a Tiffany lamp restoration when he knocks on my office door. Can we talk? I brace myself. But what he says next stuns me. I know what they did. I saw the papers. I look up. You think I'm wrong? He shakes his head slowly. No, I think they have to face it. You sure about that? He nods. Because if they don't, this just keeps happening. To you, to me, to anyone with a backbone. That's the moment I realize Chase isn't pretending. He's not just trying to fix things. He's changing. 2 months later, Charleston County Courthouse. I walk into the courtroom wearing a navy blue suit, my hair pinned back. My parents sit at the defendant's table, looking smaller than I've ever seen them. The charge. Fraudulent debt assignment. The evidence? A forged cosigner form with my signature scanned from a birthday card. They actually lifted my signature from a birthday card. Their lawyer pleads for leniency. Claims family misunderstanding. My father won't look at me. My mother dabs her eyes with a tissue she keeps reusing for dramatic flair. When I take the stand, I don't raise my voice. I don't cry. I simply say, I spent over $250,000 supporting my family. They wanted more. And when I said no, they committed fraud. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a pattern. Gasps echo from the back of the room. I glance behind me. Leela's there, no makeup. Quiet, alone, I win the case. The judge sentences them to probation, mandatory financial counseling, and full repayment of the debt to me. They have 5 years to pay it back. If they miss a payment, criminal charges stick. I step outside the courthouse, breathing in crisp air. And I swear, the sky looks bluer than it ever has. But the real twist comes later that week. I'm closing up the shop when Leela walks in. No warning, she's holding a dusty shoebox. I found this in Mom's closet, she says. She was hiding it from you. Inside, photos, letters, receipts, letters from my birth mother. My world tilts. What is this? I whisper. They adopted you, Leela says softly. But they never wanted to tell you, because your mom, your real one, left you a trust fund. One they've been collecting monthly payments from. I dig through the paperwork. Every month for 20 years, my adoptive parents received $2,000 from the trust. My trust, it was supposed to go to me on my 30th birthday. They forged that paperwork too. I'm frozen, shocked, numb. They lied about everything, I say. Leela nods. I think Chase and I always knew something was off. For a moment, we just sit there in silence. Then I stand up. We're not done yet. The next day, I call Janet. New case, I say. Bigger than the last one. I send over everything. Photos, letters, statements, forged documents, the original trust agreement. Janet doesn't even pause. Oh, Ivy, this is felony-level embezzlement. They've stolen from you for decades. She gets to work fast. In less than a week, the trust is frozen and placed under investigation. My parents' bank accounts are subpoenaed. I watch quietly as the news tightens, publicly this time. And the media, they pick it up. Charleston's local paper runs the headline, "Local couple under fire for stealing adopted daughter's inheritance." Now they aren't just humiliated, they're finished. But I'm not done yet. I take control of the trust. Turns out it's grown to over $780,000. I use it to buy a third location in Savannah. Then I take out a full-page ad in the same paper that exposed them, right beneath their story. "Thank you, Mom and Dad, for your generosity. Your theft funded the next phase of my business. I'll name a chair after you both in the back, near the bathroom." Leela and Chase both come to the Savannah grand opening. Chase sets up the handcrafted furniture section. Leela now runs the online shop. She's brilliant at marketing when she isn't conning people. They're working, earning, and they thank me every week for the second chance. As for my parents, they moved into a senior trailer park in Somerton. No golf carts, no second homes, just hot Carolina summers and long walks to the communal laundry. They send me letters now, every month. Each one includes a payment. Each check is signed with shaky hands, and each one gets deposited, then immediately transferred to the Ivy Morgan Scholarship Fund, a fund for adopted girls in the South trying to start their own businesses. Because if I've learned anything, it's this: revenge isn't just about destruction. It's about rebuilding something stronger. I rebuilt myself, and now I'm helping others do the same. This Christmas, Chase carved me a sign from reclaimed barnwood. It hangs in the Charleston store's front window. "Low Country Legacy, built by blood, boundaries, and a hell of a comeback." I stare at it every day. And I never forget, family isn't who raises you, it's who respects you when you say, enough.